friends. I have a story for us today. You're probably wondering why I have headphones on. I'm using the microphone from the headphones today because the microphone on my computer's not working. So we're going to try this. So this is called Margaret and the Moon. How Margaret Hamilton saved the first lunar landing. Lunar meaning the moon landing. I thought this was kind of a timely story. They're talking about sending people up into space right now with SpaceX. So this is a nonfiction story based on true facts. Margaret Hamilton was a real person, and she really did do the things that are in the story. Okay? So I want you to look at her picture. Notice she's got her hand on her chin. What do you think she's doing? What do you think she's thinking about? I'm wondering what she's wondering about. Okay? So it's by Dean Robbins, illustrated by Lucy Kinsley. So there's the cover page. Let me adjust this. There she is. Margaret Hamilton loved to solve problems. She came up with ideas no one had ever thought of before. Have you ever had a problem you had to solve? Why were there only daddy long legs? Margaret had a solution. She would call some of the mommy long legs too. Why didn't girls play baseball? Margaret had a solution. She would join the team herself. Why didn't more girls grow up to be doctors or scientists or anything else they wanted? Margaret had a solution. She would study hard in every subject at school. Reading, music, art, and especially mathematics. She learned as much as she could about addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. Margaret's father was a poet and a philosopher who talked to her about the universe. She asked about how the planets moved, when the galaxies formed, why the stars shone. She has a lot of questions. She gazed at the night sky in wonder. She gazed. What is she doing? Staring up. You can see all those stars, all the constellations. How many miles to the moon? 238,855. How many miles does it travel around the Earth? 1,423,000. How fast does it go? 2,288 miles per hour. How big around is it? 6,783 miles. So those are all questions she's wondering about the moon. Margaret began solving harder and harder math problems. It was fun working her way through the steps. Look at her. She's thinking hard there, studying hard. She liked moving around the X's and Y's in algebra. That's math. She liked measuring circles and triangles in geometry. She liked studying curves in calculus. And then she discovered computers. Now look at that picture. See all these computers? They're very humongous. Do you think this story is happening right now or maybe a long while ago? Margaret could use this new invention to answer so many questions about the universe. This new invention meaning the computer. She experimented with writing instructions or code that told the machine what to do. So she's writing the code that makes the computer do what she wants it to do. The code was called software, and Margaret called herself a software engineer. She started with something simple, asking the computer to add and subtract, multiply and divide. Margaret taught herself to write code that performed more and more complicated tasks. A task is a job. She programmed computers to track airplanes through the clouds, and even to predict the weather. She made them do things they had never done before. She made them, meaning the computers, do things they had never done before. In 1964, here we go, there's the year. That tells you how long ago we are. In 1964, Margaret got interested in an exciting project for NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Their scientists were working on the hardest problem humans ever tried to solve: flying people to the moon. The first lunar landing. Could Margaret use computers to get the astronauts 238,855 miles there and 238,855 miles back? She convinced NASA's leaders to let her try. Margaret thought of everything. Everything that could happen on a trip to the moon. Would the spacecraft go off course? Would it lose power? Would an astronaut make a mistake? Margaret wrote code, or instructions, to tell the computers how to solve these problems. She worked her way through the steps, just as she used to do in math class. See code, see all those numbers? Soon Margaret became Director of Software Programming for NASA's Project Apollo, leading dozens of scientists. Apollo was an aircraft that went into space to the moon. She helped Apollo 8 orbit the moon 10 times. Orbit means go around. She helped Apollo 9 connect 2 ships in space. She helped Apollo 10 get within 9 miles of the moon's surface. Hello there. With Apollo 11, she helped with Apollo 8, Apollo 9, Apollo 10. Now this is a new one, Apollo 11. NASA would finally try to put people on the moon. Had Margaret thought of everything that could go wrong with a lunar landing? She checked her code again to make sure. That's got all the instructions that she put into the computer. The astronauts were depending on her. Look at all that code, all that instruction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff! Apollo 11 rose with a blast of smoke and fire. Margaret followed along from a control room, and the whole world watched on television. For 4 days, the spacecraft drew nearer to the moon. The lunar module, the Eagle, named the Eagle, split off to make the landing. Yippee! But with minutes left to go, an astronaut entered a command, and the master alarm buzzed. Oops! The Eagle's computer started performing too many tasks. Overload! Overload! Yikes! So there's a major problem. The control room panicked. The moon landing was in danger. Everyone looked at Margaret. Had she prepared for this problem? Of course. Margaret's code made the computer ignore the extra tasks and focus on the landing. It brought the Eagle closer to the moon's surface. Closer, closer, closer. Touchdown! The Eagle had landed, announced astronaut Neil Armstrong. The control room cheered. Margaret was a hero. Later that night, the Eagle's hatch opened. The hatch was like the door. Margaret held her breath. Armstrong took the first step on the moon. The whole world celebrated in front of their televisions. Hurrah, 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 hooray! These are all different languages. Margaret walked outside smiling. Her code had helped the astronauts get to the moon, and she knew it would help get them home safely. As always, she gazed at the night sky in wonder. So, all that wondering she did, all that questioning she did, helped her learn a lot of different things and helped her be able to do this exciting thing. This page is a note from the author. And again, Margaret was a real person, and so this talks about some real facts about her. So, I'm not going to read all of it, but if you were to check this book out, you could read it. So, there we go. Margaret and the Moon. What do you wonder about? What is it that you want to learn about? She wanted to learn more about space and computers, and she was able to do great things. All right, thanks, friends. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.